What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Pokemon Ninja Nation. And today we'll be taking a look at a video on the rotation for the 2016 to 2017 format. And this time we are losing 4 sets X and Y to Phantom Forces. So a lot of stuff are leaving the format, and we're going to take a look at some of the cards. So to start off with the Pokemon, we are losing one card which I have not seen in a lot of these rotation videos, which is Dragonite EX. It does have the ability Bustin'. And the reason why I put this in my video is because we are getting Ninja Boy in the new set. And this was a card which paired with Ninja Boy really well. And to see it that we're losing it before we can even use Ninja Boy next format, it's kind of sad. So this is why I put Dragonite EX in here. So we lose the Bustin' ability, so we can't do the combo with the Bustin' Ninja Boy. Scramble Switch Ninja Boy, basically. So we are losing the Dragonite EX. We are then losing the Dredagon with their Revenge Attack. We are getting a new one in Bisharp, but it's a stage 1, which is a lot harder to get out. And we used to see this card a lot in YZG coming up, so it's really sad to see this guy leave. Next up, we have one of the biggest losses to Fairy probably, which is Aromatisse with the Fairy transfer ability, allowing us to move our energy around. That won't be here in the standard format, especially with Xerneas Break coming in and Mega Gardevoir, the new one. There could have been a lot of potential with this card and some of the new cards, but to see this leave before we even have a chance to use it is kind of sad. We then have our Slurpuff with the tasting ability. It saw a lot of play when Lysander's trump card was around, but not as much now. It's basically driven out of popularity. Why would you run Slurpuff when you could just run Octillery? So Slurpuff, not as huge as a loss. We then have one Hawlucha. It hasn't been really useful this format a lot since it's not been an EX dominant format, but if not, it could have been a great card, and this will be one of the cards which has not been used a lot, which we really just didn't take advantage of. So Hawlucha is probably going to be missed. Yeah, really good. Then we have Lucario, which we are losing. It was really good for those fighting type decks, also to share weakness with the Zygarde EX. This was also a good card to play around with, but we are going to lose this guy, so it's kind of sad. We then have the Pyroar with the Flare command, and we also have the Pyroar with the Intimidating Mane, which we are losing. Not as big as losses, but it could have done well with Pyroar Break in the next season. So we are losing this guy and the Intimidating Mane. I think I forgot to put him up here. Yeah, that guy should be up here, but we then have one Dedenne. This is a really sad card to see going because Energy Short would have been great with Mega Rayquaza probably being a really good deck going into the next format. Maybe not the best, but it could be a really good deck. And this guy was one of the answers we had to him, but now we're losing him, and we don't have much of an answer to Mega Ray out of Raichu, Zebstrika, and Parallel Cities. So we're losing Dedenne, really sad. We then have probably the thing I am most happy about. We are losing Joltik, Pumpkaboo, and Lampet. Goodbye, Night March. This is probably one of the things that I'm most happy about. So yeah. Goodbye, Joltik. Never want to see you again. Okay. So, you're losing that guy. We then are losing Manectric and Mega Manectric. One of the cards which I will miss dearly. With the Turbo Bolt attack and the Assault Laser. Saw a lot of play this season. And got me 3 seconds at States. Very frustrating with that. But this guy led me to a great season. So, sad to see this go. We then have one Aegislash, all the metal Pokemon I'm extremely sad about seeing go because I haven't done my Nationals recap, but there will be a video coming up on that soon, which I did get second place at Canada Nats in the junior division. So I played Metal Genesect, and this was the guy which led me through the Night March matchups. But now we won't have him, even for the Mega Ray. So Aegislash, sad to see this guy go. And then probably the biggest blow to Metal will be the Bronzong with the Metal Links. This basically makes Metal quite unplayable, just because we have no attacker which doesn't discard energy. That's Metal. Like, if we still had Aegislash, there was a chance with max elixirs, but now that we only have Genesect, which can basically only dish out 110 a turn, it's really sad to see this guy go. So we're losing this Bronzong with the Metal Links. We then have Durant with the chip off. It was really only played in Wailord and Dex for mirror matches like Greninja. Not much of a big loss. We then have Gengar with the Dark Corridor. We are losing this guy. It's not that big of a loss, but we're just losing him. Trevenant, again, one of the cards I'm most happy to see. God. This is actually what I lost to in the finals. My finals is actually on Kamani if you want to watch it, but so I lost to Trevenant in the finals. I'm so happy to see this card go next season with the Forest Curse. It's extremely frustrating to play against, and I just really hate it. So we're losing Trevenant, happy about that. We are then losing Crobat. They reprinted Zubat and Golbat in Generations, but not Crobat. So we will be losing Crobat, making mostly the bat line quite unplayable, since we are also losing Super Scoop Up. So really sad. We are then losing Greninja with the Water Shuriken ability, and if you guys don't know, I call my channel name Pokemon Ninja Nation because my favorite Pokemon is Greninja. And I'm sad to see this card go. It was one of the great cards we had to play in Greninja. It really was only a one copy, but it really helped a lot of matchups. And then we probably have I'm Effie on this card. I like this card a little bit. It won me my first regionals, so sorry about if you don't like this card, but Seismitoad EX leaving Quaking Punch, we say goodbye to it, and we also basically lose the Water Box deck. So Seismitoad EX, probably one of the big cards that we are losing. So that is all I believe for the Pokemon. Now we can get onto the item cards. We have one Battle Compressor. This is probably the biggest item card, item card which we are losing. Allows us to search our deck for up to 3 cards and discard them. This was such a great consistency card. Battle Compressor supporter and VS Seeker for it. So it's really sad to see this guy go. Vespiquen basically becomes unplayable. It was already going to become unplayable because we were going to get Karen in our next set. Most likely Karen is not getting legal for Worlds, so we're probably only going to see Karen in the November set. But Battle Compressor, we are losing this. Next up we have Robo Substitute, which we are also losing. Not that big. It was played in stuff like Primal Groudon and Lucario, so not that big. We're then losing Sacred Ash, but we still have Super Rod, and with Karen coming back, I'm sure this won't be that big of a problem, but it was nice to shuffle back in Pokemon. We are then losing Startling Megaphone, and if you do not know, we are losing all our ways to discard tools in this set. Garbodor OP. Okay? So, say goodbye Startling Megaphone, and of course we'll get it Xerosic. Probably my favorite item card which we are losing, Super Scoop Up. Who doesn't love flipping those coins, man? Where was my Alakazam? But we're gonna have to wait for this guy to get a reprint. He should get a reprint. We always get Super Scoop Up reprinted, so Super Scoop Up. Hope to see you back soon, but this is probably my favorite item card which we are losing. We then have Target Whistle, not that big since we're getting Pokepuff, but it was always nice to see us in the Night March, Vespiquen, Zoroark decks. We then have Trick Shovel. It was a fun gimmick in Wailord and stuff, which we could mill our opponent. So we're saying goodbye to this guy. AZ. We are also losing one of my favorite cards. Allows us to pick up any card. It was really good for denying prize cards and getting heavy retreat cost cards out of the active. So really sad to see this guy go. We have one blacksmith, which puts a big blow on fire decks, especially with Volcanion coming in, and then we're losing blacksmith. It's kind of sad. We're seeing a lot of good combos which can be used for worlds, but they're all leaving by next season, so it's kind of sad to see this stuff. It's kind of really weird that we're losing the cards which make the cards playable from the older sets, but that's just how it's gonna work out. We then have one Cassius to shuffle Pokemon and all cards attached into our deck. It was a good card to run if you didn't want to play AZ. We then have Karina. This puts a big blow on fighting decks. We're also losing Fighting Stadium, which is really big, so fighting decks are going to take a huge takedown, but we're losing Karina too. We then have 106, so we now have no way to discard tools. Again, Garbodor becomes OP and our Floatstone stay on Vileplume, so that's also good. But yeah, no way to discard tool. We then have one Dimension Valley and one Fighting Stadium. We are losing both of these cards. Well, not one, but Dimension Valley was nice for Trevenant, and Fighting Stadium was nice for the fighting decks. And then I cannot scroll down, so I'll just take out one of these cards. Oh, seems like there's another card I have to take out. You're then losing. As you can see, there are quite a bit more cards which you are losing. I just can't scroll down. If anybody knows how to scroll down, please let me know, but I can't do it. So, yeah, quite a bit more cards that we are losing. Let's take that Trevenant off. Yeah, so that's it. We are losing Focus Sash, which is also a big hit to fighting decks. This was really good to stay alive, but now we're losing it. One of my fun decks, which I thought about going into next season, was Gallade Octillery, but then Focus Sash, Karina. We're losing these cards. I don't see it surviving, so we have to say goodbye to Focus Sash. Hard Charm we're also losing. It wasn't that big of a card, played in Greninja near the end of the season, but it was a good card, which helped out over the season. We then have one Muscle Band. This is probably one of my favorite cards too, which we are losing. Adding 20 damage to our attacks is extremely strong, and I'm really sad to see this card go. We then have one Headringer and Jamming Deck. Mostly the Headringer was more played. Really just making our opponent's EX have to have one more energy to attack. Really good in those disruption decks such as Seismitoad, Giratina, Trevenant. Saw some play in those decks. Even with the new Yamega, it can be really good in that. But then we're losing this. So the same concepts coming over and over again. And then we are also losing Mystery Energy. Not that big of a deal. Trevenant is going away, so yeah. Now we could potentially get quite a bit of these cards back with CP4 or 5. I'm not sure what it's called, but we could get quite a bit of these cards back. I don't think we're gonna get it back CP5 or 4. I don't think we're gonna get it just because Generations was kind of already that reprint set where we got quite a bit of reprints. So I don't think they'll make like a secondary reprint set, if you can hear me. I know it's not the same, but I still think the November set will not be CP4. But in the comments below, leave what you think and what your biggest card you feel leaving the rotation. Which card is going to hurt you leaving the most? So leave it in the comment below. And my Nationals recap is coming soon. That video is coming. And yeah. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.